What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Today we're going to be continuing with our Reds Rhetoric collaboration, going over a bunch of posts and comments and whatnot. Here's a little bit of a sample.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm a government shill because this one time the government contacted my lawn care company to mow the south lawn at the White House. I guess that means I'm a government shill now, right?
Obviously, I'm a government shill because reasons. So if you are interested in this, then please stay tuned. All right. Let's see this one. Okay, so this one isn't necessarily a stupid comment, but it is a sentiment that I've seen everywhere. I refuse to believe in people who truly believe the earth is flat. They just cannot possibly exist.
Oh, I remember when I had faith in humanity. I remember those days. Boy, how ignorant I was.
Well, for me, it's like I can't possibly know what they actually believe, and I've seen people like legit espouse these ideas, and I was given no indication that we're trolling or anything. So, I mean, I really don't think it's incumbent upon me to just assume that they're, being a troll. I mean, there are people that literally think the Earth was created in 6 days. So that's a significant portion of the population. So it's not far off that they would go to flat Earth.
I mean, obviously, when you guys are so gullible that you will literally build a boat that doesn't float, that costs, all of these millions of dollars, requires modern machinery, modern material, and a tax break, and never once think to yourself, gee, I wonder, maybe a 500-year-old douchebag from the Bronze Age couldn't have pulled this off. Yeah, then it's not a stretch to say that, yeah, there's people out there that think the Earth is flat.
All right, so here's another guy, Ray Acosta. He has a few comments here.
Oh, God.
You are myopic. Flat earthers are using the scientific method.
Bullshit. Scientific method does not mean make shit up and believe the Bible. Oh my God.
Yeah, they literally do not use the scientific method. I mean, if anything, they are totally against the scientific method. And they try to present the scientific method as this dogmatic thing where you can't question it, when that just shows that they don't really know what the scientific method is about, because the scientific method has a mechanism worked into it to where we can question and call bullshit on those that are pushing bad science.
Exactly. The scientific method is there to eliminate bias, whether that bias be religious bias or other bias. So basically, it doesn't matter what God said. If he ain't going to put up, then God needs to just shut the fuck up. Throwing that out there. I'm sorry, whether or not you guys like it, whether or not you guys want to admit it, you can't pray this shit into space.
Well, I don't know. When those preachers on TV pray, I mean, a lot of people feel shit moving in their cockles. A lot below the cockles too, but also in the cockles.
No. That's just a priest giving a pubic license inspection to choir boys.
All right, so Ray goes on to say, you need to do some research, my friend. You are incessantly ignorant. I love it when they call me ignorant or tell me to do research, because, I mean, it literally takes like a few seconds on Google and minus a conspiracy theorist mindset to actually get the real information. I mean, you can do the mathematical equations yourselves, but then it requires him to be any kind of good at math.
I know. And not only that, but I have dedicated a criminally, absurd amount of time to the flat earth and debunking its fucking bullshit. And then when I tell people about it, they're like, okay, question, why are you doing this? I'm like, I don't know, I have a problem.
Well, I mean, like, they are so emphatically wrong that, a lot of people buy into the bullshit. I mean, almost every flat earther that I've come across has like a substantial number of subscribers on YouTube and are followed everywhere. Like, even Eric Dubay has a lot of people that just follow and believe what he says.
There's no critical thinking involved at all. Basically, they and I will speak to what Jeranism said. Jeranism has said, more than once that, these people go to their high priests like Stephen Hawking or Brian Cox or any of these other PhD scientists. Those people are like their high priest to them, and they just go to them and accept whatever they say with no question. Neil deGrasse Tyson said the Earth is pear-shaped. Well, then it must be pear-shaped, because he said so. It's not like, you can do the math yourself, do the observation yourself, get the equipment needed to do measurements and find facts on your own. No, you just blindly follow them. But yet we have these flat earthers doing the same exact shit to their so-called priests, Jaron being one of them. Basically, if Jaron says it's perspective, then it's perspective. And fuck the fact that he doesn't know what perspective actually is.
All right, and then the third comment down here. The Flat Earth Society doesn't accurately represent flat earthers.
I think that might be true because if I remember correctly, the Flat Earth Society website, like the forum page, was a joke and people thought that they were real. And then the creators were like, oh shit, people actually believe this?
I know that a lot of people have sprung up different Flat Earth societies around. Like, I even think Eric Dubay has his own, like, Flat Earth Research Society or something, from what I've heard on one of his videos. But yeah, I didn't know if the Flat Earth Society was an actual, like, joke that was put out there. But I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like, how can you really know? Like, how can you really know if somebody is trolling about it? Because, like, on my Friday night stream, I had a guy who literally said that the sun is, all the pictures of the sun are fake because in those pictures, around it is black space. And when you look at the sun from the earth, you see blue around the sun. He literally believes this.
Well, here's the thing. You really don't know whether they're like actual dumb fucks or just joking, but you do know that if there was a dumb fuck in the chat that was reading this fucking nonsense, they would believe it. They would say, oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So you have to treat it. You have to pretend that all of these fucktards are legit in their fucktardery. And you have to attack it head on.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, the Flat Earth Society or, like, somebody that's trolling as, like, a flat earther, do you think that they're really hurting, like, the whole discussion? Or do you think that it's, like, a good thing to do that?
Well, in my opinion, it's not really going to do much of anything because whether you are a troll that's purposely saying dumb shit or you are serious and saying dumb shit, in the end, you're saying dumb shit. It's the reason why it's so hard to tell the difference between a jokester and a guy who actually believes this fucking nonsense is that the stupid shit they say is equally stupid. You actually have to try and like work hard at it to say something that is dumber than what flat earthers say on the internet.
I would totally agree with that.
I mean, I once pretended to be a flat earther and I failed. And I failed miserably because I literally could not shove my head that far up my own ass. I just couldn't do it.
All right, let's see. Here's the next group of comments. Why didn't the SpaceX build a 52-seater bus so the people, aka the public citizens, can see it with their own eyes? Bitch.
Wait. All right, I'm confused by this comment. Do they mean launch a bus into orbit and put people on that shit, or take people on a bus to see the Roadster before it lifted off? I don't know which one he's going for here. It would be nice if this person actually knew how to type a fucking comment and give some fucking context, but fuck us, I guess.
I'm guessing he means retrofit a school bus with rockets strong enough to get into space.
Okay.
That's the best that I can make out of this.
Well, the reason why you don't see SpaceX strapping a 52-seater bus to the Falcon Heavy rocket with people in it is because they would have a severe case of death afterwards. You do realize that the SpaceX Falcon Heavy was an untested rocket. You do know that, right? This wasn't just a publicity stunt. The reason why they were using a Tesla Roadster from Elon, the owner of the company, is because no one was going to put their payload on an untested rocket. In order for people to actually be confident in the rocket, it needs to demonstrate its capability. And so they use a dummy payload. Hey, we got a car lying around here. Cool, send that bitch up. There you go. You see how that works? So yeah. Strapping a two-seater bus kind of skips a step when it comes to safety and reliability.
Well, I don't think safety and reliability are really on their minds. But I don't know if you saw it, but the Delano TV guy, he actually thought there was a person in the Starman suit that was in the Tesla Roadster. Like, he thought that was an actual person. You okay there, Reds?
Okay, so let's see. 18% alcohol. You know what? Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm. You know what? At this point, I'm gonna need some moonshine. I'll be right back. Mom. Okay. So what's next? This. It's again about the Tesla Roadster. Okay, this should be good.
Yeah. The Tesla Roadster car in space. Are you fucking serious, fat boy? Why is Santa still using reindeers, bitch?
What? I mean, if he wants to call reindeers the Merlin 1D vacuum engine, then fine, but what?
Well, I've seen the reason why I included this one was because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's crazy that he put a Tesla Roadster in space. It's not melting. The tires aren't exploding. This is just fake CGI bullshit." And so that's why I wanted to highlight this particular comment.
How does it even make any fucking sense? It really doesn't. It's like, oh, why is Santa still using reindeer? Because that's just how the story goes. But there was no reindeer. You know what? Fuck this guy.
Well, and then the next comment is like, "What fuel was in the car, you fat fuck?" It's like, I don't think the car needed fuel. Like, why did the car need fuel?
No, it needed to just sit there. The fuel was in the rocket. The rocket is what had the fuel. Okay, the rocket is what had. And if you want to know what that is, liquid oxygen and rocket grade kerosene, otherwise known as RP1.
Well, and then you got the next one is just a dipshit comment, like all of them. But shut up, you dumb fat retarded cunt! You just turned me into a flat earther.
Oh wow, I remember when I was called that all the time. I remember when I was called that other time, but it was when I made my group, you know, and it was called Christians Under New Testament, or cunt for short. That's when I was called it.
That's a good name.
It was a good name for our group. We even went door to door. I had my special underwear. I had my Bible, and I was like, let me go ahead and read some shit to you.
But have you ever had anybody tell you you've turned me into a flat earther?
Yes, but then you look at their channel, and then I see that they favorited flat earth shit from over a year ago. I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy that did it. You fucking dumbass. If you're going to fucking lie to me, make sure the evidence of you lying isn't plastered all over your fucking channel.
That would be a good idea, especially if you're trying to troll somebody, because if you have direct evidence where they can easily look it up, it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. Flat Earth research wins.
All right, so here's another sentiment that's been coming up a lot. Elon Musk is partnered with NASA. Research it yourself. It's not private, it's government. Truth hurts, but you won't melt, I promise. And of course, the second comment there is just pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, independent third party thing. No, SpaceX is a private company, just like ULA is a private company, and Orbital ATK is a private company, and Sierra Nevada Corporation is a private company. All of these companies are private. I mean, just look at Blue Origin. Blue Origin is a newcomer when it comes to private companies of space travel and people who just want to put shit into space in general. There is competition out there. NASA has a contract with SpaceX to put some of their shit into orbit. Why? Because it's a lot cheaper and allows NASA to focus on other shit rather than putting stuff into space in orbit. They can have other people do the heavy lifting, and that's what SpaceX is. It's a lifting company. We lift your payload into orbit, and they don't just have NASA contracts. They also have like Orbcom contracts, SES contracts. They even have like Mexican contracts. I mean, there was a launch for Mexisat, for fuck's sake. Iridium, you know, and they also have other government launches, like, for example, NOAA and the Air Force and any other type of fucking secret agency, like what happened with the Zuma launch. They don't discriminate. They will go ahead and take your money. You got something put into space and you got the money to pay for it, they'll be more than happy to help.
Yeah. Well, and I believe that the space shuttle program, in order to put like an actual space shuttle into space, the government was spending, I want to say it was like $1 billion every time. I mean, it's been a long time since I've studied like the actual space shuttle program, but I want to say that every time they put it up, it was like $1 billion that they had to spend in order to get it into space.
Look, I like NASA as much as the next guy, but when it comes to manned space travel, they have gone the most expensive route. They have always gone down that route. SpaceX is saying that not only can we launch your astronauts to the International Space Station, but we can do it for, and this is including the rocket, the capsule, and 7 people for the same price as one seat on a Russian Soyuz. So you got to think, you look at the numbers and you say, okay, when we tried to do this shit ourselves, it was dangerous. People fucking died. Our reliability rate was absolutely shit. And it costed an assload of money. However, if we try using this private company, SpaceX, they promise, abort systems and doing it for a cheaper price and a reliability that we can actually get behind. You see the benefits completely outweigh the risk. And pissing off flat earthers on the internet, oh yeah, I'll definitely take that on board if it means I can get shit to the International Space Station in a much safer, much more efficient way. Fuck off.
No, yeah. And also a big thing here is that they conflate with contracts with the government as being owned by the government. Contracts are completely different and in no way imply ownership of anything.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm a government shill because this one time the government contacted my lawn care company to mow the south lawn at the White House. I guess that means I'm a government shill now, right?
Obviously. I mean, I'm a government shill because reasons.
I'm a government shill because reasons. It's like, dude, I'm just cutting the grass here. Calm your tits.
All right. Oh, here's a great one right here. In a flat earther's defense, there is no real proof that they've seen to prove that the earth is round. No one knows except anyone who's been in space. Really, videos and pictures can be manipulated, but why the government would hide the fact that the earth is flat or round on a fucking cube or even a fucking trapezoid is beyond me. It makes no sense to hide any of that from the public to begin with. For me, I don't care if the world is flat or round as long as these nuclear crazy governments don't smash the big red button in a fit of rage. I'm fine.
Well, in that case, I would highly recommend you don't insult the Kimmy. And also, when it comes to pictures being manipulated, I have to say bullshit, and bullshit again. There's a satellite called the Himawari. It takes one picture every 10 minutes that is 11,000 by 11,000 resolution. So just to give you some context here, Pixar, literally the leaders in their industry who have an entire building of supercomputers dedicated to rendering this shit, they can only render one frame in 30 minutes. We're talking about one frame every 10 minutes, and soon for the new satellites that are going up, that's going to be taken down to one picture every 30 seconds. So basically, not only do we have images that cannot be CGI'd in the time frame that you're getting them, and not only can they actually be used to make accurate weather predictions, but when you look at the context of Pixar, even Pixar will look at this and go, dude, fuck you. Fuck you. If we had that kind of technology, dude, we would be making bank. It would be taking years to make The Incredibles 2.
Yeah, well, I have to say that this totally negates the fact that, like, the pictures that we have are generally seen through, like, filters. Like, they will have, like, a red filter, a green filter, and a blue filter, and then they'll merge the two so that they can get, like, a true color spectrum. And instead of whatever they could pull, like, with just a normal, I guess, Nikon P900.
Oh, my God. You wouldn't want to put a camera in space, I'll tell you that much. The radiation would fuck up the sensor like you would not imagine.
Yeah, but I mean, they negate that whole aspect of it because they say, at least this is the best I can come up with as far as them just saying that all pictures are CGI, is that they see the camera itself as a computer, and since they take it with different filters on them and they have to recombine them in order to produce the pictures that we see, that makes it computer CGI. Like,
well,
that's
no, then fine. Then the processing was still done in geosynchronous orbit. You guys still fucking lose. I mean, for fuck's sake, guys. The raw image, let me rephrase it. The raw information to which that picture is made, one picture every 10 minutes at 11,000 by 11,000 resolution, mind you, is taken in space. The raw information is taken in space. That's the only way you can have that viewpoint. So if you guys want to tell me that this shit is fake, then I have a challenge. Find anyone that can make me an 11,000 by 11,000 resolution image of the Earth, and in this case, you don't actually have to make the weather accurate, even though the actual one is, and get back to me. Let's see if your computer has the fucking balls.